One. So hi everyone. My name is Summer Lawley. I'm joined by Marilyn Davis. I'm the regional outreach coordinator with 1,000 Women Strong. 1,000 Women Strong is a Black woman-led organization. We're just at all the intersections of Black women. We like to train, recruit, and just problem solve for Black women. We're currently focusing on student loan debt. Student loan debt, Black women, carry the most student loan debt out of any population. We're the most educated population, but we carry that student loan debt a lot of times because the wages and jobs that we receive are just not on par with, our white brothers and sisters. We're often, left out of promotions, left out of raises. So we're just trying to get $50,000 worth of student loan debt canceled via executive action of the Biden-Harris administration. So I've been working in Texas mainly, but Louisiana, Oklahoma, Nevada, New Mexico, Kansas, Missouri, trying to talk with Black women, trying to talk with Black women about how student loan debt has just affected their lives and kind of what they can and cannot do. Today, I'm extremely excited to talk to Marilyn Davis. I know Marilyn, through our work with unions. So we'll talk a little bit about unions and student loan debt. But I'm gonna let Marilyn go ahead and introduce herself. If you can give me your name, the organization or organizations you represent, and kind of if you have student loan debt. If you can, I'd love to hear about it.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Marilyn Davis. Oh my gosh, now that I think about it, it's a lot I'm involved with. So I am a station with IACLU, that's International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. So in short summary of that, we do a lot of, or at least on my side of things, we do a lot of setup for concerts, conventions, Broadways, things of that sector. However, you're probably most familiar with a lot of our brothers and sisters' works in movies and whatnot. So there's that.
Yes, y'all. So yeah, if you look at, this is a random fact, but if you look at movies and at the very end, you'll see the Union Bug of IATSE. So.
Right. Our bug is usually next to the Teamsters, and Teamsters bugs is the two horses. And fun fact, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom Room, I personally know the painter, the person that painted that set. Oh my gosh, and hurts my little heart, but oh my gosh, she did so good. But back to introductions. I am also a Tarrant County Central Labor Council. I am my union's local delegate for Tarrant County, or represent the Tarrant County Labor Councils. And so we basically like the union's union. So we're the hub for all the other unions that come together and stand in solidarity with one another as needed, as needed. So for example, community outreach opportunities, as well as strikes and things like that. Y'all have also more than likely have seen that bug, or at least the initials at the bottom of a lot of movies. It's AFL-CIO CLC. And last but certainly not least, I am the co-chair for y'all, that's Young Active Labor Leaders, and that's a young worker constituency group through the AFL-CIO here in Texas. And so earlier this year, I was, backtrack, December 2020, I was elected as one of the co-chairs for Dallas-Fort Worth chapter. And recently I was just elected as vice chair for all of Texas Young Active Labor Leaders. So.
Nice. Okay. Yes, she's out here just ruling the world. I love it.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and to answer your question, yes, I do have student loan debt. And it's a struggle, but we'll get a little bit more about that later.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that you have student loan debt. Yes, and yes, I met Marilyn because she's so active in the unions, and I just am in awe of just all the work she's done, and just yes, and just how great she's been for the Tarrant Labor Council and y'all. She's really just taken up a lot of leadership, so I love watching her do her thing. So you already told us about IATSE, the labor group that you're with, but can you kind of, I know you already said the acronym, but could you repeat it for us and kind of tell us kind of how IATSE helps you in the workplace?
Okay, so International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. The entire name is super, super, super long, and I'm not gonna go into it, but it does. No, I mean, like when you look at the actual charter, the original charter is up. The name itself is literally a paragraph.
Wow. Wow.
Because like over the years, we've added on into the jurisdiction and whatnot. So it started out as stage employees, is in theater workers, but then eventually, as talking pictures or movies came to be, added movie projectionist operators into the trade, and then into over the years, as we get into like broadcasting, they came into the fold, and so forth and so forth. And recently, we've been, last I checked, they have been working with gamers and gamer developers as well. So I'm super excited
Nice.
about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Oh, continue.
okay. So, and to answer your question about help me personally in the workplace, I know with my union, like I'm going into a safe working environment. They're going to make sure that everybody's going to get out in one piece as much as possible. Like that is our main thing always. It's always safety, safety, safety. If nothing else, safety. Like I don't care. Like we don't care if the show has to be done. Like if it has to be done like right away. But if it's not safe, it's not happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, well, we need everyone in one piece to come
exactly.
home safely from work, and um, labor unions in general, they are helping with safety in the workplace and pay, and we're kind of and we're this is kind of a special conversation that we're having because labor unions are sometimes, helpful, when you're talking about student loan debt. Either they will help you get a pay raise, or, with some of these trades and apprenticeships, you can skip college altogether and join a labor union. So I'll let I'll let Marilyn talk a little bit about that a little later, but or let's talk about it now. Like as a representative of a union, can you tell us about like apprenticeships and things like that?
Right. Okay. So with apprenticeships, you essentially, there are some where you're literally getting paid to go to school. And it's not just, okay, yes, it's not just all you're in a classroom, whatever, and you just get a few little crumb bits here and there. No, like I know from personal experience, because I was going to actually try to go with the electricians. And one
Yes.
cool thing about them that I learned recently was that with their apprenticeship program, they start their apprentice off, I want to say the at the very, very minimum, it's 15 an hour, but your wage increases their as their journeyman, it increases along with the journeyman. And as you test up and you test out and you level up and whatnot, your pay increases there as well. So imagine you're basically getting like two separate pay raises happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because as they negotiate their contracts and negotiate their wages and whatnot, they're also negotiating on the apprentice's behalf as well.
Yes. Yeah. So, and we talk about kind of, we've been talking a lot about student loan debt. And so an option to not capture as much student loan debt is to join an apprentice, like the electricians, like the plumbers and pipe fitters, the welders. These are all, positions, correct? Like that you can get paid on the job.
Yeah.
So, yes. So let's get a little bit back to student loan debt. How has student loan debt affected you throughout your life and career? And has it ever helped or prevented you from doing something?
Um, Student loan debt, it has. It has. Okay. So a lot of times, like I'll look at things like, man, I actually want to get a car, or just like trying to move along in my actual adult life, and as far as like getting a house or things like that. I don't have the time. I don't even consider getting a house anymore because of the fact that like my credit is not even, because my credit has been affected so much because of this debt. Even when they do say it's good debt, it's still debt all the same.
Yeah.
Like you still owe somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's not okay. And that's not okay, especially when like you're 18, 19-ish years old, and first time you're going to school and you're just trying to get it done. And so the way how that happens, or at least in my personal experience, it was like, okay, well, if you sign up for this and you don't get it, we can get you into this other program, basically. And I knew, in a way, like I knew, like, because after you apply for so many loans, like it hits your credit just even applying for the loan. And so with that hits, that actually, now I take it back, that actually hit my mom's credit first, and then it hit my credit
Yeah,
too. And so,
definitely.
because again, 18, 19 years old, I had no credit history. I And so I definitely needed a co-signer. And and that was the other issue too. It's like looking into things like house or car, or really any major purchases and whatnot. You have to have a co-signer, which is like, I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but I feel super, super weird and uncomfortable asking somebody to sign their name
Yeah.
on something that's just super, like, as big as that.
Yeah, definitely. I do too. And I've had the same positions and just struggles as you. And student loan debt can affect families. It really does. Like my parents have a lot of student loan debt, and that's something that they took out. Because I don't even know the system that they had. It just
Mhm.
made parents and students take out student loans, and it's affected their ability to purchase cars and maintain a house. And like when we talk about houses, that's wealth, that you're able to pass that on to your kids and things like that. That's wealth building. But my parents took on that debt, but when they had to take on more, when my dad got diagnosed with kidney failure, and having to do dialysis and stuff, those medical bills piled up, and they were no longer able to afford a mortgage. And so we ended up having to move out of the house that they purchased, because they weren't able to keep up on the mortgage. And so it's a direct financial hit. So
I was
you
gonna
talked
add,
about, uh-huh.
I was gonna add on that too, like, um, with my mom's too, like her loans, it is super weird because she's a stroke survivor as well as a breast cancer survivor.
Mhm.
And with that, because she has a disability, there was a really weird technicality with her student loan debt that they were able to forgive it. But here's the kicker with that.
That's good.
Um,
That's really good.
but here's the kicker though. Like, she can't make over a certain dollar amount as
Yeah.
far as income goes.
Mhm.
Because once she makes over that dollar amount, the student loan becomes unforgiven and she has to pay that
Mhm.
back. And so it's like, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
If you're stuck in a hard place, and
mhm.
when you're talking about student loan debt, it's why do you take it on? And you take it on so that you can earn money and things like that. Do you feel like for Black women, or do you feel like it's student loan debt is almost like kind of elusive? It's not really meant for us. It's almost like pay for play. You, in order to get certain jobs, even if really like your college education doesn't have it, you have to have this student loans. Yeah, how would you describe it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as, oh,
Yeah, just as far as being able to compete in the workplace, or just as a barrier for entry into certain positions. And I'm gonna, well, I can't, let's see if she can, I can't really, let's see. No, there you go, you're back. I think, let's see.
I'm back. I was like, oh
Okay.
no, she's frozen like mid-sentence.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you keep freezing. I'm hoping that the recording will have you not frozen, but we'll see. So
Okay.
but yeah, student loan debt affects, so much. And even so, did you tell me earlier that you started off college but weren't able to complete it, but you still had the
Yeah.
student loan debts? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at that time, the school I was going to, I so my financial aid package, I was on an academic scholarship. And at the time, the academic scholarship covered a certain percentage
Mhm.
of the tuition, room, and board. Everything, and but my FAFSA package was only set to like certain dollar amounts.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so as the tuition keeps increasing, and with that
Mhm.
that gap increases, right? And so when I basically had to leave because
Yeah.
scholarship, I mean, well, technically I didn't lose scholarship, but at the same time, I also was, it was like I should not have stayed as long as I did because I was not getting the help that I absolutely needed.
Yeah. So yeah, when we're talking about student loan debt, a lot of times we're talking about people who didn't get to finish college because of the rising cost of college, the rising cost of everything, of
Yes.
living and everything. I had a full tuition scholarship, but I had to pay for everything else, which was room, board, books, and that all piles up really, really quickly, extremely quickly, if you're
Oh yeah.
like even if you think about work study and doing that was minimum wage, about, so you're
Yeah.
not,
If
you
that.
know so it's just it can affect just so many avenues of your own personal life, but not only your personal life, our parents' lives, and things like that. So it's because, yeah, in order to keep that debt away, your mom can't make that much money, and that's pretty crazy. That's just out of my mind. And so you just started going back to school, correct? So tell me about
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So being in a union, oh my gosh, I'm still learning about like the many like benefits and perks of it. And
Mhm.
so because I'm a standing union, I'm an active union member and whatnot, I was able to start back going to school. And I'm starting out slow at a community college right now. But right now everything is totally taken care of. And at first I just clicked the link just to if it was even possible for me. And next thing you know, I got two phone calls later and two forms later. And they're like, yeah, we can get you in. Let's go ahead and get you enrolled. I was like,
Yes.
all right, cool.
Awesome.
Like,
So yeah, yeah, a benefit of a union, correct? Yes.
yes. And so with that, and with the I noticed too that like the fields that they have afforded for just the union members, it's basically like either you could take the credits or you could transfer it to a four-year university, which is also there's one actually they just added on another. So that's now it's two universities that you can use the free union member college benefit for, and you could transfer your credits that way and earn your bachelor's degree
Well,
without
nice, nice.
yes, yes. And or you can there are other avenues too that you can take if you wanted to, and they'll help you step by step of the way. Every step of the way, they'll be right there with you. And I'm forever grateful for that because man, I was super on the fence about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a huge choice. Especially once you already have to think about going back to school. Like, but luckily, with your union involvement, you're able to work that out, and that's really awesome. Um, so like, how will canceling student loan debt help you in the future, you think, if we were able to,
With
get
this,
our target and cancel 50K?
oh my gosh, like I can, there's so many things I can actually do. I feel like, and one of the things that I personally feel like I can do is I could actually afford my own vehicle
Mm-hmm,
for a change.
mm-hmm,
I could actually afford my own house. And there are certain jobs that I would not mind actually applying for that, that they do the whole credit check thing
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
as well as background checks. Like I would not mind applying for those so that way I can make the wages needed to support myself and make an actual living for myself and also to help support my mom too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same. Yeah, I want to be able to, take those jobs that you pass the credit check or whatever. I want to be able to, earn enough money where I can take care of the parents. Hey, y'all have been paying all my student loans. Let me pay them some student loans off so y'all don't have to do it anymore. And that's, I think, why Black women are the most educated. And I think that's why Black women hold the student loan debt, because one, we're forced, it's almost like we're forced to take it, because if you think about, the school to prison pipeline, if you think about,
Oh
just the
God.
criminal justice system in general, like we need Black teachers, we need Black lawyers, and
Yes.
but sometimes, we can't do that because we can't afford law school, and we can't, we can't be a teacher because they don't get paid that much, and we
Right.
have a family to take care of. So, it's kind of insidious, all the ways in which, getting higher education or not works, because if you don't, you're not making that much money, and you can't support your kids, you can't support your mom and dad, and things like that. So um yeah, so if you had to do it all over again, or let me ask this, like, what would you tell the kids coming up about to go to college about student loan debt? Or you can throw in labor too in there. What would you tell them?
I mean, I would first and foremost, I would tell all the kids like go ask, get to know your family first and
Mm-hmm.
realize who is really who. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it wouldn't hurt to ask if any of them are actually active union members because that union member benefit that I was telling you about earlier, it also extends to family members as well.
Nice, good,
So, like,
good.
if so, like, I wish I would have known this like years ago, like, because my sister, she's also in school too, but she's going to get her doctoral degree and
Oh, wow.
whatnot. Yeah. And so I was like, if I had known that, I would have been like, sis, come this way.
Oh,
Don't worry about the
yes.
student loan debt. Just throw my name on there. We don't even have to worry about co-signing nothing. We could
Oh,
have saved all that money. Um, but honestly, like advice for kids that are coming up and thinking about like other options, I would definitely say first of all, let's get to know your family members, know who is really who, and also explore like all the options, like and know that first and foremost, this is your choice and nobody else's choice. Nobody else can make this choice for you. And this is, and I mean, no pressure. This is probably first ever choice making as a legal adult.
Yeah.
So definitely do not take this with a grain of salt. Explore all your options, weigh the costs of everything, and also weigh really like marinate on that for yourself. Like it is absolutely okay to not necessarily go to college right away. Now, also keep in mind like certain there are like certain deadlines or whatever, but there's always ways around it. There's literally always ways around it. And I mean, I wish I really wish I would have known about like apprenticeships, especially like when I was like senior in high school, because I was literally one of those kids. I was kind of going around like, I mean, I'm not too sure if I even want to go to college at this point after seeing what my sister and my mom has gone through, going to school and whatnot. I mean, granted, all their hard work and determination, it definitely is paid off. Like, don't get me wrong there, but it's the fact that like, like it just seems to me like nowadays it shouldn't have to be that hard. It shouldn't be that stressful or strenuous on us as people when really all we're trying to do is just create like that better life for us as well as our future generations as well.
Yeah, yes, that's it. That's all Black women want. That's all we want. It's just to, take care of us and ours,
Right.
and so college is a way to do that, but union apprenticeships are another way. And yeah, sometimes I'm just like, man, why did I go to college when I could have been an electrician or a plumber, because they're making bank, yo.
Man, like I remember one time I was looking at the wages comparisons, and like 18, 20-year-olds coming out making 50K. I'm like, huh? I haven't even seen 30K. What do you mean?
Thank you. Yeah, really though, really. And it's one of the best kept secrets right now in the United States is the apprenticeship programs and things like that. But it's just like we really do need skilled labor. And and then you can either the unions, even if you're not like a trade union member, like or anything. I mean, they're all trade, but like the building trades, I guess.
There's opportunities out there. There's definitely opportunities. There are ways. If, for example, in our union, or at least specifically in my local, we do have apprentice, but we don't. So basically, you come to our orientation, thoroughly read, and sign whatever it is you need to sign, and then you go to work. And that's that.
Good.
And then and as far as training goes, there's always training available. There's also with our international, recently, I should say, they have offered like online training and development as well throughout all of the all fields and whatnot. And so like if there are certain areas or something you're not too sure about, you could definitely go check it out. And it is definitely free to you because you work under our jurisdiction. And that's the other thing too. A lot of times you don't necessarily have to be an exact member. If you just so happen to be working under our collective bargaining agreements, or should I say in this case, like for contracts rather, if you are working under contracts, you're covered and that's that. And that's one of the other like hidden tokens and benefits that about union that I love so much is the fact that you can like it's first time I've ever actually had my own health insurance. Like I wasn't tagged under parents or anything like that. It was through union labor and whatnot. And like, first time I've seen like $1,000 check and it was like my own paycheck and that was after taxes. Like, man, like, like couldn't tell 25-year-old me nothing.
Yeah, really. But that's the benefit of the union. And so Definitely, people are always considering like college versus like the military, but I think that they need to think about college versus unions versus the military and think about, the best steps, because sometimes you can go ahead and step into like an apprenticeship, like you said, like yours, and then go back to school, getting all the help you can get from the unions. So.
And right. And I can also honestly say too, like with our union, like I've known people that have worked gigs and then they paid off cars. They put themselves through schools. They have put down payments on houses and all those things. And it's like because of the fact that, they actually were able to make the wages necessary to do so. And I mean, it's just great.
Yes, good. So, I guess, do you have anything to add about either student loan debt, labor apprenticeships, or anything like that?
Excuse me, one moment. Gosh, excuse me.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I would say like as far as student loan debt, like I mean, it shouldn't. I don't understand why there's even a student loan debt to begin with.
Yeah, first public education, college, just education should be free. Should be free.
It should be. Like, you mean to tell me I can get this exact same education elsewhere, literally in a library for free if I really, really wanted to. And because I wanted to go to an institution and be taught by somebody else, I have to take on a loan.
Yeah, to get that piece of paper. Yeah.
I mean, that's not okay. Like to offset the cost onto the student is not okay. That's just not okay. Like but I mean, yeah, as far as actual student loan debt, I mean, it shouldn't be student loans, period. But I mean, we can cross that mountain later. But right now, it would be super, super great, especially, in the midst of a pandemic, if we could go ahead and get all of our student loan debts forgiven, or at least 50K.
Yes. Cancel 50K, studentdebt.org, y'all. Cancel 50K, studentdebt.org.
And the other thing too, like, I mean, no, seriously, if you're out there and if you have 18 or high school seniors or people that just not too sure what they need or want to do with their lives, like, I mean, seriously, look into unions and also look into their central labor councils. There's AFL-CIO central labor councils. They usually have like a huge sheet of like all of their represented apprenticeships, and there's usually like specs. They have like side-by-side comparisons like right there. And a lot of times with that, like they can definitely help you get you started and get you going in whichever direction you actually choose and decide to go. But understand there is help out there. I don't want to say like, oh, you just gotta go get it, but I mean, it's there, and I understand too that it's one of those things where it's kind of hidden, and I made it my own personal mission to make it not so hidden, because I always say all the time, like, if I was 18, I definitely probably would not have gone to college, especially on just a 60% scholarship. No offense. I mean, a scholarship is a scholarship and take it whenever you can. But 60% as opposed to not even having to worry about cost at all, because you're making your own money and you're making your own like big boy money at that. Man.
Hey, yeah, I'm thinking like maybe I should just like go join the electricians or the pipe fitters, because man, they're starting their own businesses and making on the first day of their apprenticeships like 30 to 50K, and then but able to move up in the career and start their own businesses making like 100,000, because people need plumbers, people need electricians, things need to get welded.
Exactly. And the other thing too, like I'm pretty sure we've all been noticing in the news, and this is kind of sort of sidetracking, but not really. Like even though things are changing, especially like in like energy fields, especially,
Mm-hmm.
like the jobs are going to be coming here, and we've been fighting like extra hard and like hell to make those jobs, union jobs, like those green energy jobs.
Yes, the green energy jobs.
There, that was a special task force that was just put together by our president and a few others
Mm-hmm.
just last month before
Yeah.
the AFL-CIO convention. And so it's I want to say it's green. No, not Green New Deal. It's green jobs or climate. It's climate something to that
Mm-hmm.
effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if I could find the link, I can shoot it over to somebody or
Yeah,
send it to you
please.
rather.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yes,
like it's there. It is
it's
definitely
there. Like
there.
the jobs are coming. If you think about right now, they're trying to push in Congress, U.S. Congress, they're trying to push through the kind of transportation, just the like the what am I trying to say? Like the big like just transportation, just overhaul
Rail
bill.
system.
Uh-huh. Yes. And then yeah, all they're just all sorts of things. So, these construction jobs and things like that, they're all going to be coming up because, oh yes, infrastructure is what I was trying to think of. These huge infrastructure bills. So they will need like the pipe fitters, the plumbers, the welders, all of this because they're going to be working on our roads. They're going to be, repairing buildings and things like that. And so and then especially, unions are getting behind the Green New Deal. They're getting behind, these climate projects, and there will be jobs, that are opening up instead of like the coal jobs. There will be like the solar jobs and all of these things. So, student loan debt, it's real, but what else is real? Are some of these apprenticeships that no one's talking about. So,
Right. Right.
and so I think right now it's 3:45. We're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Any last words? Any last words to the people?
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. This has been great. Let's get this 50K. Let's get this
Yes, let's get
50K.
it. Yeah, we let's first get these 50K student debt,
Um,
out of here
yes.
via executive action. We're especially putting pressure on the Biden Harris administration. But Kamala Harris is a Black woman, so we're putting pressure on her to cancel 50K student loan debt because we're affected first and the most. So
Right.
thank you so much for your time. I'm
Thank
going to stop
you.
recording, but thank you.